Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Game Addicted Show. This is week 2 of our college football rankings using the VPI formula. Quick note, I actually did record a stellar video to start off this intro, but unfortunately got corrupted while I was editing. So you have to listen to this voice and this stupid slide instead. With that being said, for those new to the show, VPI stands for Victory Production Index. It's a formula I created in order to rank teams from 25 down to 1. It's not like your normal rankings. If you want more information, link in the description. With that being said, let's get started with our college football rankings week 2. Dramatic intro, please. Memphis Tigers. Fun fact about Memphis, they were actually tied with Utah for the 25th spot last week, but with my West Coast bias, I gave Utah the nod. You have a problem with that? Start your own YouTube channel. It'll probably be better than this one. I thought this week we might have a little crash course on VPI. So real quick, all VPI is we look at strength of victory and strength of victory production, which is a combination of a team's total offense and defense. We mix that together and we get a VPI. Memphis comes in this week with a VPI of 8.87. San Diego State. Now this team accomplished something that I never imagined I'd witness in my lifetime, being a massive UCLA fan, and that is defeat UCLA for the first time in their history. They not only beat UCLA, but they are Pac-12 destroyers. They are 5-1 in their last 6 matchups against the Pac-12. They've defeated Cal, Arizona State, now UCLA, your mother's mother. There's no stopping them. They're on a roll, and that's why they're in the top 25 this week. Now, coming off a huge victory over the Darlings of Westwood, San Diego State has a VPI of 9.19% this week. Washington State cracked in the top 25 this week after Stanford had to get kicked out by a team who shall not be named. But thank you for keeping the Pac-12 alive this week, Washington State. UCF makes our top 25 this week. Now, this is a team that's going to be really interesting to watch during the season because from previous seasons, there's been a little controversy on whether they should or should have not been included in the playoffs. But with these rankings, I'm curious to see if I'd be able to make an argument towards the end of the season if they keep winning on why they should be in the playoffs. So let's keep a close eye on them. But for this week, congratulations, UCF. You made it. Wisconsin. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the school due to some history between us, but for the Big Ten, another team to join the top 25, a very strong showing for the conference, and Wisconsin, top 25 this week. Illinois. Now, that didn't take long for another Big Ten team to pop up. Illinois joins the top 25 this week. And this is how they got there. Illinois comes in with a VPI of 23.54%. Alabama. Now, some people might be a little upset by having Alabama ranked so low. Again, I am at the mercy of the formula. All I do is take these numbers from online, enter them in my little database, and poof, it puts them where it places them. And this week, Alabama is not in the top 10. So, some of you may think it's because I probably hate the SEC, because I have a West Coast bias. To clear the record, yes, I do hate the SEC, and yes, absolutely I have a West Coast bias. But nonetheless, Alabama, top 25. Congrats. Wake Forest. Wake Forest clinging on for dear life to stay in the top 25. They were there last week. They're still here this week. Will they be here next week? I guess we'll see. Now, Wake Forest did drop in VPI, but still holding on strong with a VPI of 31.32%. Hawai'i. Hawai'i refusing to die. Still staying strong. Still top 25. Good job, Rainbows. I'm sorry, I meant Rainbow Warriors. Will come in at a VPI of 32.80%. North Carolina. Now, the ACC actually swapped one basketball school for another. Virginia's out. North Carolina's in. Now, this team with not as a pretty shade of blue as a certain team out west comes in with a VPI of 35.76%. Ohio State. Now, Ohio State just came off giving a shellacking to the powerhouse that is the Cincinnati Bearcats. I mean, that's a team that nobody saw losing this game. I mean, they were just tearing a storm, absolute powerhouse. I mean, anybody who lost to them would probably be a pretty respectable team, I imagine. So this week, Ohio State, 42-0 over Cincinnati. Congratulations, you made the top 25. Michigan State. Now, Michigan State continues to go strong with another top 25 appearance. Old Sparty keeping it up with a VPI of 41.31%. And yet another Big Ten team cracking the top 25. Iowa joins in the mix, adding another team to that mighty, mighty strong Big Ten conference. And the final team from the Big Ten to join the top 25 is the Michigan Wolverines. They have the big house. They have that thing with the banner where they all high-five and everybody's super happy. And now they're leading the Big Ten in our top 25 rankings for this week. Colorado Buffaloes. Now, this team I want to go into a little more detail because, yes, they're ranked in my top 25, and that's strictly due to the formula that I use, but they're not in Associated Press or any other major polls. And I don't understand that. They beat Nebraska. That's a top 25 team. How do you beat a top 25 team but not making the top 25 yourself? I even had them in the top 25 last week, and goodness, I got so much heat for that one. But yeah, I'm not saying they're a top 25 team for the rest of the season, but as of right now, of what they've accomplished, it is hard to argue against Colorado. They'll probably have to win another game or two to get in the top 25, but I am shocked that they aren't in this week's top 25. But hey, Colorado, we respect you here. Thank you for making the top 25 representing the Pac-12. Now we've reached the part of the video people actually care about. Top 10 rankings. Dramatic effect! SMU. Oh, these Mustangs can't be stopped cracking the top 10. Can you believe it? Now, SMU can't be stopped. That's why they're at VPI 42.65%. Next week, will they go higher? Maybe. LSU Tigers. Now, I know that I'm probably going to get some flack throughout the season because I am not going to shy away from how much I do not like the SEC. But that being said, there's not one, not two, but 4 teams in the top 25 from the SEC. How that happened, I don't know. I double-checked, triple-checked the math. I can't get rid of them. I'm so sorry. But yes, LSU made the top 10. Utah. Now, Utah doesn't surprise me too much that they're ranked so high because they did have a solid win against BYU, and they are picked to win the South Division. So for this week, Utah, thank you for representing the Pac-12. Mississippi State. I told you guys, another SEC team, top 10. Now these sons of bitches come in with a VPI of 43.43%. That's not offensive. I looked it up in the dictionary. That's the proper terminology. Go look it up. Damn it. Yes, USC, top 10 ranking. Good job for the Pac-12. Moving on. And yes, Boise State cracks the top 5. Are you surprised? Well, you shouldn't be. Because remember that one time when they ran that one play to score that touchdown in the Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma? And then Oklahoma had to go cry themselves to sleep, and the guy proposed to his girlfriend at the end. And I don't know if they're still together, but we wish them the best. Well, all because of that game and transitive properties and other scientific methods, Boise State's ranked number top 5 this week. Kentucky. Are you SEC lovers surprised by this one? Kentucky, number 4 this week. Now, quick note, earlier I made a comment about 4 SEC teams in the top 25. What I meant to say was 4 SEC teams in the top 10. They actually have 5 teams total in the top 25. Why am I bringing that up now? Is because it's too late to go back and re-record, so deal with it. Wyoming. If Wyoming keeps winning, I might not have a YouTube channel by next week. So, the rank number 3, let's see how this plays out for the rest of the season. Now, this powerhouse of a school comes with a VPI of 49.81, making it the 3rd highest of week 2. Can this team be stopped? Will they destroy my YouTube channel? Do I need to wait in the unemployment line next week? We'll find out. Auburn Tigers. Yes, Alabama, you got one team from your state to make it into the top 2. Maybe not the team you wanted. I'd prefer neither of them be in there, but hey, you got somebody. Now, Tigers, not only do you get to brag that you're ranked higher than Alabama this week, but you are significantly higher when it comes to VPI, coming in at 58.32%. Good job, guys. You dicks. Now, here we are. It's the end of the video. It's time to reveal Week 2 number 1 team. Dramatic music, please. Clemson Tigers. Thank goodness, because after last week's debacle, I wasn't sure that this YouTube channel was going to make it, but Clemson, you saved me. Purely coincidence that the numbers worked out the way they did, but not only are you number 1, but you are number 1 by a wide margin going into week 2. I don't know how you did it, but thank you so much for saving this YouTube channel. I got you a little gift basket, put some nice lavender in there, those favorite chocolates you like, they're in the mail. Thank you for saving this channel, Clemson. And that's it, you guys survived another week of the top 25 rankings using the VPI formula. Thank you for sticking it out. I'd like to hear your comments down below on what you think of the rankings. Are you happy your team made it? I gave you a little more respect than maybe the other polls wouldn't. Are you unhappy your team didn't make it? Should I change up the formula? I am always encouraging new ideas on how to improve it and possibly get a more fun, accurate ranking. Whatever you guys want to do, that'd be great. As always, I leave you begging, please like this video. Listen, I got a puppy. She needs the best of food. I don't know. Well, wasn't that fun? Now, today's video was actually brought to you by hydration. It's hot out there, guys. Drink some water. But jokes aside, a like and a subscription goes a long way. And I'll make sure to high five you if I ever run into you in person. Thank you again, and I'll see y'all next week.